everyone, merry meet. How are you all tonight? I hope everybody's okay. You're doing fine. You might be thinking, where were you yesterday, Jill? You were supposed to come and do meanings of the cards. Well, I did. I shared an experience, did the card meanings. Mr. Grinch went to just have a quick look to see if he needed to edit anything, and it hadn't recorded. So I've been sitting here talking to myself for half an hour. No change there then. So, and this morning just wasn't happening. I wasn't up to it. Anybody who suffers from arthritis in any shape or form will know that some days you just can't achieve what you want when you want to achieve it. So, but I'm back this evening with you all. And as I say, I hope you're all okay. I've been sitting here trying to decide on what sparkle things to put on the book that I'm making. I'll do some more work on that and I'll show you later on this week where I've got to with it. So before we do the card meanings, I want to share with you a paranormal experience. Now, I did say on the last video, I'm calling them, referring to them as that now because somebody said to me, if you say it's a story, people won't believe it. They'll think you're making stuff up. So it's the things I share are paranormal experiences, and they're absolutely 100% true and accurate. So it's a long time ago. Oh, excuse me if I stop every so often for a sip of tea. A long time ago, a gentleman went missing in our little town, and he was the granddad and sort of father-in-law of a friend of mine, Wendy. But the ex part didn't matter. When he went missing, that didn't matter to Wendy, and it certainly didn't matter to her son, Daryl, who it was his granddad, and he was missing. He was dropped off outside his home. For some reason, he didn't go into the house. He must have gone somewhere else. So, as happens in our little town, when there's a problem, when somebody needs help, everybody comes together. It's that sort of town. So people were going out searching. Now, I couldn't do very much. I couldn't go tramping through the countryside. But this particular night, Wendy said to me, I'm going to look at him. And I said, Wendy, I don't think he's there. And she said, well, no, but if we look there, then we can cross it off the list of places that he isn't. So I said, right, good idea. So we set off. It was like a farm track, but even, so I wasn't going to fall down a pothole or anything like that. So we go down this thing and we come, it's open, there's no gate, because I said to Wendy, obviously I can't climb over anything. So we're walking across this field and there are cows in the field. And I'm taking a look at them because I don't trust cows at all. And we're taking it very slowly and we're stopping it every so often. Wendy, bless her, are you all right? You know, what have you? So we get to a gate and I said, Wendy, he's not here. If he was here somewhere, I would know. I said, and so would you, because Wendy she's sensitive. She said, no, I don't think he is. I said, and I can't climb that gate. I said, to be honest, he was in his 70s, I think, the chap that was missing. I said, I don't see him climbing over a gate either. So I said, but if you want to go in the field, I'll stand here at the gate so I can see you. She said, no, I don't feel it is here either, Jill. Let's turn around and go back. And we turned around and went back, and all of a sudden, in the distance, you could hear the road. And all of a sudden, I thought, oh, crap. We're two women on our own in the dark, in the middle of nowhere. Good grief. What if somebody's seen us? What if somebody's followed us? What if somebody's... Now, I don't know who I thought was going to mug us in the middle of a field full of cows, but you never know. So we'll stop the story, there, and we'll go to earlier that day. And a friend of mine, Vicky, had phoned. We'd spoken on the phone, and she said, what are you up to? I said, I'm going out searching tonight. She said, oh, Jill, don't. I said, look, it's a flat area. I'll be fine. We're not going far. I said, I'm not having Wendy going out in the dark on her own. So we chatted, and she said, "Oh, Jill, what if you find him?" I said, "Well, that's the point, Vicky." But she said, "No, it'd bother you, it'd stay." She said, "Think about it before, you know." So I said, "No, I'm going to go." So we'd had this chat. So cut back to the dark field surrounded by cows, and all of a sudden, for no reason, I felt really panicky. What if we're in the middle of nowhere, two women on their own in the dark? And just as I began to feel a bit panicked, suddenly from nowhere there was a blast of perfume in my face. And I don't mean a little waft, I mean it was as if somebody had sprayed body spray in my face. And I sort of coughed a bit, and I looked at Wendy and I said, she said, "Can you smell that too?" I said, "Yeah." So you have to picture it. There are two grown women in the dark, in the middle of a field, surrounded by cows, sniffing each other to see if we were wearing something that smelt like the smell we could smell. But we knew, but we were checking. But I just thought, anybody looking at this will think, what the hell is going on? Is it a cult where you stand in fields and sniff each other? So she said, "I'm not wearing a, you're not." I said, "Right, come on." But the smell was almost making me cough. And it stayed with us right in my face across the field. And again, we couldn't, I can't rush. We were going very slowly. And we're saying, "I wonder who it could be. Is it something? There's obviously somebody in spirit. Could it be this? Could it be that? What have you?" And then as soon as we got to the little bit of path where you could see the lights in the farmhouses, all of a sudden, but it was gone. As quickly as it had arrived, it was gone. The smell just went. And again, we looked at each other. She said, "It's gone now." I said, "Yep, it's gone." So we get to the car, we go home, and I'm thinking, well, nobody from Spirit was saying anything. Nobody said, "Hi, it's me," or what have you. So I'm thinking, well, and we didn't find him. We didn't expect to there, but we'd crossed that place off the list of places to be searched. So the next day, I ring Vicky because she said, "Ring me and let me know you're all right." So I said, the following day, I rang her. She said, "How did it go?" I said, "Fine." I said, "There was a very weird thing happened." She said, "What sort of weird thing?" I thought, hey up, she knows something here. Now, Vicky's brother passed away some years before. And he'd come through when I was doing a reading for us, so I know that his personality, very cheeky, very, but lovely, respectful, but cheeky with it. Very protective of Vicky, obviously, and from Spirit. And she said, "Oh, what happened?" I said, "Well," and I'd said to Wendy the night before, "I recognise that smell. I know what that body spray is." So I said, "Well, it was the weirdest thing, Vicky." I said, "We're walking across this field." I said, "And suddenly, from nowhere, we got sprayed with body spray." She said, "What? You're in the middle of what?" I said, "Well, the smell of body spray." I said, "And it wasn't just a little waft of perfume." I said, "It was as if somebody had sprayed it in our faces." And she started to laugh. I thought, "Yeah, what are you up to?" She said, "Look, I'm going to tell you something." She said, "But I know who that was." And she said, when that particular smell of brand smell, what's the perfume body spray, came out, it was Lynx, and it was called Africa. You can still buy it today. And she said, when Mark was getting ready to go out, he would spray that on himself. She said, but he didn't just spray a bit, Jill. She said the whole house stank of it for hours after he'd gone out. She said he used to spray it all over, and the dad used to say, good, think of the ozone layer, son. Good grief, how much do you need to put on? And he always wore Lynx Africa. And that was the smell that we had smelt going across the field, and I happened to recognise the scent, what the smell was, because I'd known somebody who used to use it. She said, well, when we'd finished talking yesterday on the phone, she said, I just said, Mark, I can't go with her, but you can. You can go everywhere and anywhere. Please go with her tonight. Make sure she doesn't hurt herself. Make sure she's not scared. Just go and watch over her. So when we were sitting back across the field and I had panicked, it was Mark from Spirit letting me know that he was there and he was with us. Except I didn't know that it was actually him until the next day when I phoned Vicky. So this I'm passionate and whatever about when someone you love passes to Spirit. It's not the end. They're not gone forever. They've gone on in front of you. They've gone on a little way in front. Yes, you'll follow when it's your time. They've gone on in front of you. They're still your son, husband, brother, nephew, niece, granddad, grandma, whoever. They're still, you loved them when they were here, so you love them now they've gone to Spirit, and the same applies. They love you just as much as they did when they were here, physically here with you. And people often say, what do you mean, ask Spirit for help? It's one of the things that all the time, you're always saying it, ask Spirit to do this and ask Spirit to go with you and whatever. They can't. They're dead. Yes, they can. Yes, they absolutely can. All it took was Mark being able to get a smell so that I knew Spirit were with us and we were going to be safe. And the Spirit protect you from where they are. They're still a part of your life. Still. And if you ask, I'm going to do another story about signs maybe next week, but if you ask them for help, if you ask for a sign, if you ask for something and they can do it, they absolutely will. They're still your loved ones, they're still your family, they're still with you. Now, no, they're not following you around all day, every day, but they watch over you. They know when you're thinking of them. They know when you're in trouble. They know when you need help or guidance or what have you. And it was just, and I had no idea Vicky had said that, obviously, till I spoke to her. It shows that Spirit is still capable of reassuring us. And if they can do something like spray the smell, or give us the smell, I should say, of body spray that, you know, I could identify, and then the next day Vicky confirmed it. See, Spirit always with us, always watching over us, not gone forever, always with us. And that's the one thing, if nothing else, that it doesn't matter if one person listens to this, if it's only one person, if it means something to that one person, then it's been worth it. So, and just as no request goes unheard. Every request that you make is heard. It doesn't mean to say you're going to get that request. You could ask for something that's not going to do you any good in the long run. So at that point, Spirit would step back and say, no, not helping with that one, you're on your own. But talk to your family in Spirit. If you need help, ask them for help, and they will absolutely, if they can, they will help you. So, pause for a quick sip of tea. Let's get to these card meanings now. Let's see what we've got. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely card. The Universe. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. The Universe. Brilliant card. One of my favourites. You've come a very long way over the past few months. Maybe even the last couple of years. You've put in some hard work, not just physically and with a job or a career. You've worked on yourself. Maybe you've worked on your self-esteem. Maybe you've worked on getting healthier. Maybe you've finally managed to move house or change job. But you've really put in some hard work. And now it's time to enjoy success. You're wiser now. You've whilst you've been working on yourself and concentrating on working hard, you've learned things along the way. Sometimes you might not know that you've learned, but you have. You've learned along the way. And this has been noticed. This is what I say, nothing goes unnoticed. And now the world is your oyster. There's a new job coming, possibly. So the things around you are going to change for the better. Finally, you're going to feel well in yourself. Finally, you're going to accept that it's absolutely fine to give yourself a pat on the back and tell yourself you're wonderful. And it's time to move forward in life. Don't be looking backwards. You're not going that way. You're going to go forward. The only time to look back on the past is to see how far you've actually come. And you're going to be able to go forward now. Things are going to change. Everything's going to fall into place. Job, house, family, everything is going to fall into place. Your hard work has been worth it. Move forward and be confident. Right, card number 2. I go, oh, another nice card. Aren't they pretty, these cards? They're lovely. Patience. Patience is a virtue, so they say. But now is the time to stop and take a deep breath and think before you act. There's a situation around you that needs to be resolved, and what you want to do is go in all guns blazing. Not a good idea. Have patience. Whichever situation concerns you the most, again, it could be work, family, whatever, do not act hastily. You need to talk to people, get their advice, and you need to find out the truth. Somebody's not being entirely truthful with you. So you need to do a bit of detective work and find out if they're telling the truth and they're not, and if they're not, why. Don't shun other people. Listen to their advice. You don't have to act on it all, but listen to it all. That's you need to calm down. Think what you're going to do. Think before you act. If you act in haste and you say things that maybe you shouldn't have said, or you shouldn't have said in a particular way, it'll take you a long time to build bridges there, and it's hard to put something right. That if you just listened to advice and stepped back, it might have been, you might have been spared having to really try to rebuild a relationship of some sort. It doesn't have to be your partner, although it could be another member of your family. So think before you act. Have patience. I don't have very much patience, but I'm learning, or I'm trying to learn that I should have patience. Card number 3. Oh, another nice one. The lovely colours on these cards. Prosperity begins. Yay! Finally. This card is letting you know that your finances are going to improve fairly drastically too. Now, it could be a new job. It could be a promotion at work. It could also be that money's coming. It could be a win on something. It could be a legacy. Maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's something like a tax return. It's a good time to put plans into action. You've had to hold back because the finances had to be right, and they haven't been up until now. Over the next few months, you're going to surprise yourself with how far you can come. The money's going to be there. You're going to get the opportunity to study if you want to take it. But again, it all counts towards getting you to a place where finance isn't an issue anymore. Money is on its way. You're going to be, everything that you touch will be a success. So it's time to put plans into action. Stop thinking about it and start doing it. The money is going to come. Definitely. Lovely cards. Again, very positive. Very positive. I hope you've understood the meanings of them. I hope you gained something from the paranormal experience. Spirits are always with you. They don't disappear forever. They're still your loved ones. They still love you as much as you love them. I'll be back when I've done something else on the book. I'm trying to sort through all these sparkly things. The lady that this book is for loves sparkly things. So I'm a bit spoilt for choice, and I'm trying to decide what to do on the cover. So I'll be back with that maybe later on this week. In the meantime, please take care. thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to do that. And share the video with anybody you think might be interested in it. Please take care. Goodbye and blessed be.